already reviewed No Fun and All in My Head, and I was so blown away that a Tom song actually had me dancing more than a Mark song. But both of those are really strong tracks, especially considering they're coming in so much later in the One More Time rollout. This is One More Time Part 2. And it's Part 2 because it's not a bunch of crappy B-sides that were tacked on at the end that were not good enough for the original release. Blink-182, they know how to market their music right, where other bands fail. And this Blink-182 reunion, it's working for Blink-182. It's working for us fans as well, I think. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new era, the new age of Blink-182. Can't Go Back goes hard on the sad, nostalgic vibes that Mark and Tom have been dwelling on this entire era. It's tired, it's dreary, yet pleasant to listen to at the same time. It's a decent track, but definitely not some of my favorite Blink-182 material. When I had my VPN up on Thursday night trying to listen to these songs before the rest of the world, I think about 80 people had beat me to it at that point. I saw a comment on Every Other Weekend that really stayed with me, that's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. Forever. Every Other Weekend, someone said that the song reminds them of their father and their relationship with their father, and gosh dang it, man. I had to fight harder than I should have in life to get weekends off just so I could see my kid, and I see him every single weekend. Not every other weekend, every weekend. And other days when possible, and I wish he was here now. I wish he was here every single day. Oh, man. Every Other Weekend is an incredible hybrid of Cure and Ramones inspirations. It's a real good piece of pop rock, a milestone in Blink-182's career, if you ask me. Don't ask me though, just watch. Well, you can ask me. You can ask me in the comments. Everyone and Everywhere comes in hard, but then Mark Hoppus turns into a robot, and I guess he can't go back because he stays as a robot the entire song, and it's kind of cool. It's something different. I would like to hear Blink do some heavy metal vocals. Those heavy metaler punk rockers. Wait, did I get that right? I think I got that wrong. Tom's having accidents on a mine shaft or something, or Minecraft, and that's pretty weird. Accidents from the mine. Accidents from the mind. Accidents from the Minecraft. Accidents from the mind. Oh, accidents. I know that's not what Tom is saying. He is really saying something about ass dents from the Mayans. And One Night Stand and Take Me In are part of the melodramatic, we're getting older, Blink-182 that shows up so much on Part 1. And it works well. It's a really good formula for the band to do at this point in their career. If the sonic inflection of that is getting a little stretched thin, these songs are still on top of that currently popping bubble in Blink-182's marketing. And Mark and Tom are utilizing auto-tune, but it's not completely overpowering on this release. It's just one tool in their utility belt. Think about Tom being Batman for a second and Mark being Robin. This is some of the stuff that goes through my very mature mind. Travis is the Joker. I skipped over one track in the track list because I wanted to. It's called If You Never Left. And it is the linchpin of this extended collection because, at least for me, it's the strongest track out of these bunches of songs. The guitars, the percussion are massive, rocking Blink-182 vibrations on a whole other level. like something ethereal, something we can't touch. Some of the biggest sounds that this band can produce, Blink-182 can create. And the lyrics put a new spin on lost love and possibly revisiting that love years after the initial breakup, the initial separation. Is this song, did Mark write it about Tom? Did Tom write it about Mark? I love how Tom is kind of the new Courtney Love of Mark songs now. That's so weird. It asked how the person would feel if they stayed in the relationship, and that's just an incredibly delicious yet painful way for your mind to ponder. Like, what if they had stayed? Would they have been happy with you? Would they have been regretful staying with you? Would you guys have worked out your problems along the way? And that is really hard to deal with. When Tom joins the fun, he's drinking and staring out a window longingly and wondering about the girl that got away, or Guy, or Travis, perhaps. We get a lot of Mark Hoppus vocals on this collection, particularly in the final verse. We get a lot of Mark in this song, particularly in the final verses that completely change from the previous verses, what's come before. And this is just top shelf Blink-182 on the song If You Never Left. If you only have time to check out one song, I would say this is the one, If You Never Left. It's a Mark song through and through, with Tom in there as well. And I think a bigger question would be, does One More Time need to be 27 songs long and an hour and 14 minutes long? That's a little bit excessive, right? But does it need to be that long? Yeah, it kind of does need to be that long. There are definitely weaker moments. I'm not going back to revisit Can't Go Back and One More Night nearly as obsessively as the rest of the track list that I'm streaming to an insane degree of listening. When I can step away from Green Day for a second, or Alex Cameron for a second. Also, the song Take Me In, it's on the cusp. I don't know if I love it or it's mid. Oh, the cusps. Ooh, that's a fun word to say. It's like the opposite of moist. Cusps. Anyway, I really love that there's so many Mark Hoppus vocals on this thing, and all three cogs in the Blink-182 machine are well lubed and just doing us right. I got to go 3.8 out of 5 on these 8 tracks called One More Time, ... part 2.